All right, y'all. Last 100 days have been interesting. So, most people, when they think about 100 days of consistency, they're thinking about 100 straight days of perfect diet, perfect workout, never missing a single day, eating the exact calories with the exact same meals without messing up once for 100 days straight. Let me tell you, that's not what the last 100 days of consistency looked like for me. I lost weight, lost inches off my waist. I got stronger in the gym, but at the same time, I still had days where I had cravings, where I ate off my meal plan, where I've even skipped a gym session here and there. So you might be asking yourself, what are you talking about? That's not consistency if you're not being consistent. Now, here's the difference. Nobody in the world is 100% perfect with anything. Me being consistent for 100 days only means that I didn't let those bad days or those fall-offs actually get me off path. I bounced back quicker than I could allow those bad days to get me the result, to take me away from my results. I started at 225 pounds, had a big old 30-inch waist. I was starting to look pregnant. It was getting bad. Wasn't hitting the gym consistently. I would go like for a month and then quit for like 2 months here and there, just kind of feeling it out whenever I felt like going or when I felt like work was light enough for me to go. And I restarted probably 30 plus times, if not more. Losing weight, gaining it back, trying to hit the gym, being consistent, then quitting. If not more, probably closer to 50 times. So when I was not being consistent, I wouldn't track what I was eating. I would just eat whatever I want. I would have super high calorie days, and then maybe I'd make up for it with a lower calorie day, average at about maintenance, if not a slight surplus. I would do a lot of things that lacked discipline. I wouldn't hit a workout as planned, so I'd tell myself I'd wake up in the morning, not actually get up, or I'd tell myself, oh, I'm too tired to get up, I'll work out in the evening. Basically make fake promises to myself and break my own promises every single day. Confidence was through the shitter. And then on top of that, scale was fluctuating. Some days it would feel like I got a little lower on the scale. Some days it feel a little higher. Not predictable. I had no idea what was going on, and I really just stopped weighing myself because I knew I wasn't consistent. So I just felt like weighing myself would just be a humiliation ritual at that point. It wasn't pretty at all. And so on the flip side, starting this year, consistency looked a lot different. So me being consistent was just changing a bit of habits. So firstly, I would overeat still, believe it or not, but I would return back to normal right after overeating. So I didn't let it bleed into the next day or the next week or even the next meal. Overeat, all right, cool, go back to normal. And then I stayed to normal. Don't let it happen too much. And then on my scheduled days, guess what I did? Went to the gym. So I stopped making fake promises to myself, telling myself, oh, I'm gonna wake up at 5 in the morning, hit the gym every day, boom, 6 days a week, boom. No, I tapered it down. All right, I'm gonna do 4 to 5 days a week. And I'm gonna go in the afternoon because I know my ass is not getting up in the morning to hit the gym before work if I gotta be at work at 8 in the morning. So I changed the promise that I made to myself to something that I knew I could actually keep. Guess what? I started becoming consistent in the gym. Super simple stuff. I told myself, okay, well, if I'm hitting the gym in the evening, I need to at least do cardio. So 3 to 4 days a week, hitting cardio. And so I'd get my steps in on an incline treadmill, created that schedule that was realistic to what I actually could do without pushing myself too hard. And I followed it. It just made it way easier. And so I also was weighing myself. So me weighing myself every single day kept that, without, for lack of a better term, that motivation. Now, Motivation for me, it's never going to be consistent. So you got to use discipline versus motivation. But that number dropping on the scale every week is motivating in a way. So at the end of the day, I focused on making sure I at least track my weight every single day so I could see the progress. Because the worst thing is when you're putting in all the work and you don't see any progress, that's where people really lose that drive and then they just give up because they feel like they're not getting better. So that was huge for me. Just being more consistent with tracking my weight made me way more consistent with everything else, with my meals, with my workouts, because now it's data coming in every single day and I want to always beat the last day. Didn't always beat it, but that was my goal. Always beat the last day. So pretty remarkable how that changed everything. Just me changing little things, and then I would repeat the same things over and over again. So that was another huge thing. So me repeating the same meals on regular days, it removed the decision making throughout the whole process. So I never really thought, all right, what do I have to eat today? I already knew what I was going to eat. And then I tracked everything, including the mistakes. That was a huge thing that I never used to do. So when I wasn't consistent, I wasn't tracking the Chick-fil-A meals. I wasn't tracking the days where I said, all right, screw it. I'm just gonna eat whatever I want today. I already messed up. Go crazy. Probably 5,000 calories easily. Never tracked it. Didn't care. Now, I track. If I binge, which far and few in between, but if I binge, I'm definitely tracking it because I want to know exactly what effect that had on me so I can make a decision in the future like, wow, okay, was it worth it last time? Probably not. Make a better decision. So giving myself that data gave me, it prepared me for future decisions. So those were the things that I changed. Now, this is what the results are. So basically, starting at 225, I'm now down to 199. So I officially crossed the 200 mark, down about 25 pounds. The difference I'm noticing in my midsection is my waist. So my waist was 38 inches, huge, absolutely huge belly. And the waist is now down to 33.5 inches. So lost about 4.5 inches off my waist. This is a huge difference. Now, because 4.5 inches doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're looking at a belly that's protruding versus a belly that's like more flat, although there's still fat on there, it's flat. The difference just having your shirt off is astronomical. It's not even close. And so 4.5 inches on my waist, super happy about that. On top of that, I'm a lot stronger now. When I first started back in the gym, I was hitting the incline dumbbell press for about, I was doing like something small, like 60s or 65s, and I was repping those out. I'm now repping about 85s. So put 20 pounds on my incline dumbbell. Now, it's nothing impressive, but it's progress, And so on top of all those things, I'm a lot more confident now. Because while I'm not at my goal, I feel accomplished because I actually locked in and did what I said I was gonna do. Job's not finished, of course, but that gradual progress every single month, having that delayed gratification, it does something to your head. It's almost like now eating off my plan feels like, I don't even feel like I'm that person anymore. Someone who wants to eat off his plan, It almost messes up my psyche. Like, nah, I don't even need to do that. And so it's like when you get used to hitting the gym, not going to the gym, if it's in your routine, feels weird. Like you feel like you're missing something, like your day is not going how it should just because you didn't hit the gym. It's the same thing with my meals now, same thing with my routine. So now, not only am I, more confident, but my clothes fit a lot better as well. And it just gets me more and more excited for that 10% because I'm like, dang, if I feel this good now and I'm still 20+% body fat, imagine when I get down to 10%. It's gonna be crazy. So that confidence, I'm just more and more confident in my ability to do what I say I'm gonna do, just from being more consistent with those simple things. And so the real thing here is, the reason this worked isn't because I decided to just become this perfect human who never makes mistakes. That was never the goal. If we try to make that the goal, you're bound to fail. There's not a single human on earth besides Jesus Christ himself that was perfect. Okay? So the goal isn't to be perfect. Why it worked is because I no longer was making decisions every day. I just did what I said I was gonna do. And I know it sounds simple, but really think about this. If you're negotiating with yourself, you're giving yourself an option to not do what you said you're gonna do. So if I'm tired and I think, well, I'm tired today, let's take a break off the gym, that's unacceptable. Because did I plan to take a break today? Was that in the plan? No. So every decision I made was really just a yes or no. A question. So 1, is this decision gonna get me closer to my goals or further away from my goals? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, I'm doing it. No? Okay, I'm not doing it. That's it. Is this decision gonna get me closer to a 6-pack? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, I'm doing it. No? Okay, I'm not doing it. That's it. So if I'm tired, well, is getting more sleep and then missing the gym today gonna help me get closer to my... Yes? No, it's not. Okay, so I'm not doing that. So every decision I made just became one question. Is this worth it? Do I like this more than I want to get my goal? Do I want Chick-fil-A more than I want a 6-pack? You just ask yourself those questions and it forces you to make the decision. So now you're not upset at yourself. If you chose a Chick-fil-A, well, I chose a Chick-fil-A, so I guess I want it more than a 6-pack. It's very simple. If you're getting a hunger pang, well, yeah, I'm a little hungry. Is eating over my calories today for comfort, do I want that more than I want a 6-pack though? Nah, I don't. So I just don't eat. Go to sleep. Have breakfast in the morning. Simple. So me understanding that I'm not making a decision every day. I'm just asking myself a question and I answer that question. That's all it is. Okay? Now, I don't want it to sound like it's contradicting, because at the end of the day, again, it's not perfect. So if I do have a day where, let's say I just let it get, whatever it is, you know, I let it happen, I choose the bad decision that day, I don't allow it to affect the rest of my week. I just fall right back in line. Very simple, very simple. It also worked because I had a schedule. So I did not ever have to constantly rethink about what I needed to do today. It's all on my phone. I know exactly what I'm doing at what time. I know what time I'm recording. I know what time I'm hitting the gym. It's very, very simple. And so all of that combined with me not switching things up, trying new diets, trying to do keto, trying to do carnivore, trying to figure out the new hot topic to get me in a new weight loss mode or starvation mode and all this nonsense that people are pushing nowadays. Me just keeping it simple has allowed me to get the progress that I have so far, and it's going to get me to 10% body fat. So in reality, with this whole situation, people, they want the results of a consistent 100 days. And in reality, y'all, they don't want to actually wait the 100 days. So people want the results of 100 days in 7 days. Unfortunately, it's just not how it works. If you want the results of 100 days, guess how many days you're gonna have to wait to get that result? It's not 7, not 30, not 60, not 90, it's 100. And so, unfortunately, with this weight loss stuff, it's a lot of delayed gratification, because you could be doing all the right things and you don't see that result until the very end of that time. Very beginning of the weight loss phase, don't see any change. Middle, little change, not much, not impressive. At the end, all the change happens at once. And so I'm actually still in that middle phase. You know, I'm halfway through my cut right now. Because getting down to 175, I should be in that range where I'm 10 to 12% body fat. Now, if I'm not, I just get leaner. It is what it is. That's just my mentality at this point. And so I said all this to say, I'm still not lean, y'all. Job's not finished. I'm not at the goal. But I am happy with the progress I've made over the last few months. I officially started Locked In like beginning of April, like last week of March. And we're currently in July. And so I counted a little over 100 days, and this is the progress I made so far in 100 days. By October time, I'm expecting to be between 10 to 12% body fat. At the current rate I'm at, there's no reason why I shouldn't be. And guess what? If it takes longer, it takes longer, because at the end of the day, this is a lifestyle change now. My identity has changed, so I'm no longer the person that is gonna binge constantly and just throw away the whole diet for a week and restart. At this point, no matter what happens, I've already changed my mentality. I'm the leanest version of myself. That means no matter what happens, I'm gonna stick to my plan, and whatever adjustments I need to make to reach my goal, that's what I'm gonna do. It's really that simple. And so once you adopt that mentality, there's literally nothing that can hold you back. I'm so confident. I could binge tomorrow and I don't let it affect me. I just go right back to baseline. It doesn't matter. My whole mentality has changed, y'all. So this is what I want y'all to do. Today, I need you to change one habit. One habit. Something super, super simple. Okay, something easy that you could do without even really trying. Change one habit, write it down, and write down something that you know you could do for the next 30 days. All right? Write it down in the comments. Let me know what it is. And then come back in 30 days after you complete it. Lock in, y'all.